This is my favorite place to be outside, and I haven't been out in a while. It's Anna, CFS, me, friends, family, especially my children. You guys know that Mom loves being outside. I don't get outside much, but when I do, I guess no one can ever tell I'm sick because I act like I've never been outside, huh, Mikey? Like you tell Mom. Well, here I am. It's a bad hair day, and I decided I'm going to do this for many reasons. Reasons more than I can fit on here, but the main reason is not for me, because I'm alright. I'm doing what I'm going to share with you, just like you guys help me and share with me in many ways. Sometimes it's biblically, sometimes nutritional, sometimes just wisdom on pacing myself. For those of you with CFS the CDC.gov website has just adopted a criteria, 5 criterias for CFS, which CFS is, to me, icing on the cake. Many might argue that, but underneath CFS are many illnesses that can cause debilitating fatigue and disease. So it causes a fatigue that sometimes leaves you bedridden, partially bedridden. I'm partially, and I'm not better than anyone who's bedridden, but I want to tell you guys something. I was completely bedridden before, and it may help you, but know this: we're all as special. There's nobody more special, whether you're sick, healthy, or not. You're just as special as anyone else. Just because you're in a sick bed doesn't make you any less than anyone who's well working and, doing the dreams that I know you probably dream about doing, because I understand, I do too. After 15 years being in a sick bed, I learn a few things from you guys, but I also learn, because I love nutrition, second to spiritual nutrition, I learned that number 1, the attitude of heart and mind, like the attitude of our soul, our spiritual food. So that's number 1, because you can eat all the right foods and you can do all the right things, but if your heart and mind are not sound, then you're miserable. It doesn't matter if you're healthy or sick. And sickness, you can't afford it because you get more sick. And I thought that was an old person's myth until I experienced it myself. I experienced that you can get sick if you have a disease and you're under an extreme amount of stress or trauma. You can get more sick. So you can't avoid every stress. Some stress can be good. Some stress can push us on, push us forward, and make us stronger. Other stresses we can avoid are like worrying about what people think, worrying about what people say, worrying about what you look like. You know what? When people tell me stuff like, "Oh, I wish I was as skinny as you," when I can't even get out of bed, you know what? I thank them kindly, but I really, deep down in my heart, say to myself, who cares if I'm skinny? Like right now, I want energy. I weigh 130 pounds, 5'5". Recently I was under a whole bunch of stress and dropped weight rapidly. And I realize you can't afford it with this illness, because you will quickly get worse. And it could be a lasting worse, it can be temporary, but most likely if you have CFSME, it can be lasting. So you have your spiritual food, to me, is God's Word. And I love my little Bible, not because I'm a knowledge bookworm, because I'm not. And that's it. That's my little Bible. And in that little New King James Bible, you would think that I read the whole thing. I've had it for years, and I still can't get enough from it. I'm outside, and I get happy to be outside. I haven't been able to be outside many days lately. Some problems that I've had, but I've been through worse, and I know that we can let the trials make us stronger, or we can make the trials make us bitter. So please, I beg you, let them make you stronger, and ask God's help. Friends to pray for one another. I have many, well, I wouldn't say many, but a lot of people praying for me, I guess, I'm sure. I do pray for all of you, especially my children, who I'd love to go to the beach with, and water parks, which is my favorite. But before I lose the minutes on here, I want to tell you something about nutrition. Second to spiritual nutrition is physical nutrition. And if we don't have physical nutrition, when you have ME, CFS, or AIDS, cancer, anything, you'll get worse. Find out what works for you, because people used to tell me, oh, you need to take this, you'll get better. But I learned through the years, after being 15 years bedbound and then 15 more years in and out of bed, that everything does not work the same for everybody, because everybody's body is not the same. You might absorb B12, you might need B12, I don't need B12. So just in that short thing telling you from A to Z vitamins, I take a multivitamin mineral, I take 2 medicines and ibuprofen for pain, so that I would not have to depend on pain medication that just doesn't work after a while, which I tried when I was 43 and let it go because it didn't work, and it just gives side effects that are uncomfortable, which they do give for fibromyalgia, and I have that too, and right now I don't have it. I have it under control. I'm trying to do this in 12 minutes. Another thing I wanted to tell you that I think I skipped because I erased another tape. Your diet is super important. Like, some of you are allergic to wheat, and they thought I had celiac disease at one point. They misdiagnosed me with celiac, and I could not eat a celiac diet. Like, I would got more sick. So wheat is what I eat with B1. You have to make sure that if you can eat wheat, that it will have the B1 vitamins, or B6, thiamine, niacin, hydrochloride, I forgot the name of it, but it's all B vitamins, and it's better if it's added to the wheat. You can digest it better. I use Publix Raisin Bran, no high fructose corn syrup in it. I take out the raisins and it looks weird, but I have to because it has white sugar on it, and I will be in bed all day for that little bit of white sugar. In fact, I can't eat fruits in the day, which stinks. I love fruits. I can eat any meats. Some of you can't. I can eat fish. I can't eat rice. Even brown rice I can eat at night, but it's still, I need the B vitamins. My body needs the B vitamins. Some of you might not, but I do. Everyone needs a multivitamin mineral, no matter who you are, and find one that fits you, maybe at Whole Foods or CVS or Walgreens, because maybe certain ones have fish or nuts, something like that. My friend had told me she's allergic to shellfish, and I know my son is too. So I can take any multivitamin minerals, hopefully that is potent and not synthetic, and pure, as good as can be. I can't afford what I want, what I like, but multivitamin mineral. Take about 4,000 to 5,000 vitamin C, depending how I feel. I can take 2,000 if it's not such a bad day. B1 every day. Fish oil, omega oils. If you can afford it, coenzyme Q10. I don't have that right now, but I can take a tablespoon of olive oil, flaxseed oil. It's a little bit cheaper and it lasts longer. The flaxseed oil helps with cholesterol, your heart, your circulation. Just, there's so much constipation. Any of you have that? Even if you have the opposite of constipation, these things help. Salad, like romaine lettuce, is 10 times or 100 times better than iceberg lettuce. Iceberg lettuce, you may as well drink water. These are just stuff I do every day. I try to eat. I have to eat at night. Okay, when women hate to eat at night, that's the time I have to eat my heaviest meals, because if I eat during the day, going through the windshield of a car did something to my metabolism from 1982, whereas from the very top of my head, where your metabolism starts, I lost the ability to digest carbohydrates properly and sugars, no matter what form they're in. They could be in the most natural form. So I eat them at night, and they'll put me to sleep. Otherwise, I'll be very narcoleptic during the day. And that's the truth. Maybe I'm wide-eyed, bushy-tailed, but I'm really not. Pushing, as we know to do, as it says on the CFS site.